Okay, today we can continue with the CSS comments. Okay, CSS comments. So, like in HTML, in HTML also we have comments, right? So, comments are used to explain our code or include the code description. And if you don't want to use some block of code, you can put that code in comments. Okay, so that browser will not execute commented block. Okay, commented block of code. And um, another developer also can understand what is the use of the code which we have written. Comments are used to explain our code, or if you don't want to execute some block of code, you can put that code in comment, so that browser will not execute that part. And the comment syntax. So in HTML we can define the comment syntax like this: less than, not symbol, hyphen, and end with hyphen and greater than symbol. Okay, this is the starting tag and ending tag for comments in HTML. But in CSS, comment start with slash star, okay, and end with star slash. Okay, this is the starting tag, and this is the ending tag for comments in CSS. In HTML, this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag for comments. So for example, in yesterday class we defined .css file. Okay, here I don't want to run these two properties. Okay, and I don't want to run these two properties, so that I can put these two properties in comment. Okay, so that browser will not execute these two properties. In future, if you need these two properties, you can uncomment. So run this example. You can see, so there is no padding and margin. Okay, so go to inspect, and you can see here only background color, text color, height and width is there. These two properties are not displaying in browser, right? In styles part, so that browser will not execute commented code in CSS. So like this you can comment the code, otherwise you can include the code description. Okay, below class for div2 tag. So like this you can explain your code. next CSS list styles. CSS list styles. So in HTML we have two types of list elements, order list and unordered list. Okay, we can set different list item markers for order list. Okay, set different list item markers for unordered list. Okay, number list items, number list style types, and bullet styles, and square, and upper Roman and lower Roman list style types, right? So in CSS we can use list style type property, use list style type property to set different list item markers, for order list and unordered list. Okay, so for example, so create one HTML form, CSS list.html form. So copy the code here and remove this, and also this part also we can remove. So now basic tags is there. So we can take order list and unordered list. OL tag, in LA tags we can define cities names. Okay, like Hyderabad, Pune, like this. Okay, in OL tag 3 cities names is there. In unordered list also same. Okay, EL tag unordered list. So using CSS list type property we can define list item markers, okay, for order list and unordered list, and also we can set an image as the list item marker also. Okay, add background colors to list and list items. So use here style tag, so OL tag you can observe here I am using OL tag. Okay, element selector. For OL list style type property we can use for order list. You can set upper Roman or lower Roman, okay, or upper alpha or lower alpha. For EL tag we can define list style type property, circle or bullets or square. So now run this example. You can see for order list upper Roman list style markers is added. For another list square list style types added. So like this we can define a circle or square. Okay, and here upper Roman, lower Roman, okay, lower alpha. So alphanumeric values we can apply like this, okay, lower alpha, upper alpha. So use this list style property to define lower alpha, upper alpha, and a square list, square bullets, and a circle. So like this for order list and non-order list. But in CSS directly we can use this list style property in style attribute. Okay, so here you can define directly in HTML. With using CSS, we can define this list delta property like this. And also we can define, we can set image as the list item marker. So for example, for this, okay, CSS background property allows us to define background effects of an HTML element. So background types are background color, and second one background image, okay, and third one background repeat, and background attachment, and fifth one background position. Okay, so these are the different background properties. So background types, so using this property we can set background color for an element, and using this property we can set and we can apply background image for an HTML elements, and background repeat property. And if you don't want to repeat the background image, or if you want to repeat the image, we can use this background repeat property. So repeat and no repeat values is there, no repeat and repeat. Okay, if you want to repeat the image, you can use this value, okay, background repeat colon no repeat or repeat you can use. If you don't want to repeat the image, you can use this one. If you want to repeat the image, you can use this one. And background attachment and background position, so we can set the background image as attachment, and we can set the position for background image. So first of all, so first of all so create one HTML form, For easy understand, I am creating multiple HTML forms. Backgrounds.html. Okay, so copy this one. So here I have two div tags, right? Here I want to apply background effects to the div1 and div2. So here we can use style tag. So create class div1. Okay, this is the class div1 class, and I want to apply background color for the div1. Okay, use background color property, and background color is, so this is the background color we can use, and text color is F is white color. Okay, in real-time applications also compulsory use color codes only, don't use color names. Okay, you can find these color codes in online. So just div height 200 pixels and width 200 pixels and padding 20 pixel and margin 20 pixel. Okay, this is for first div, and copy these classes and change the background color. Instead of background color we can use background image. URL, we can use background image, so desert.jpg we can use. So in our project folder copy that image. Okay, desert.jpg is there, dot jpg, and you can use color code, or you can change the color code to this text color, and div height, width, padding and margin are same. This is for div2. Okay, div1 class and div2 class, two different div elements is there. For two different div tags, background color and background image, different properties we use it. Now run this example. Okay, here you can see first div tag background color text color is applied, height, width and padding and margin. Second div tag background color image and text color, height, width, padding, margin applied. Okay, so here image is displaying but full image not displaying here. Okay, to fit the image in the div tag, use background size property. Okay, background size property 100%, so that image will be fixed to the div tag. And you can see image is repeating again. Okay, this is actually original image, and again after that image is again repeating. So if you want to repeat the image, you can leave this like this. Otherwise, use background repeat property and no repeat, so that image will not repeat. Okay, only particular image is displaying, image is not repeating. And also here, padding and margin, two properties we use it. So CSS padding and margin properties are, so clears the area around the content, because the padding is transparent, and margin clears the area outside the border, and margin also is transparent. Padding property is, uh, this property is define the space between the element border, between the element border and the element content. Okay, this padding property defines the white space. Okay, the padding creates the white space or space between the element border and element content. Element border and element content means, here you can see this is the element content and this is the border. Okay, some gap is generated between these two. Okay, you can see some gap is there, top side and left side, and bottom and right side also some gap is there. So in middle content is displaying. So this padding property generate the space between the element and element border and element content, and you can increase the padding size. So like this you can increase the space between element content and element border. Right, and here we have short-term properties for padding. Short-term is for padding. One is padding top, second one padding right, third one padding bottom, and the fourth one padding left. Okay, this is the order. Okay, the order should be same: padding top, right, bottom and left. Okay, individually if you want to add space individually, you can use these short-term properties. So padding top, padding right, bottom and left. So for example, for first div tag, I need gap between, I need space between element content and element border for top and right side only. Okay, so now I can use comment this padding top, right? Padding top 30 pixel I need. Padding left 40 pixel, and remaining size no space between element and element border and element content. You can see, so right side, left side and top side gap is there, but right side and bottom there is no gap. Okay, there is no space between element border and element content. So individually you can define like this, and also you can use only padding property to define all these. Padding property we can use. uh, Here observe this, the order: first top, okay, second space, left, right side, top, right, bottom and left. So this is the order. Okay, order already defined here: first top, next right, okay, third bottom and left. The order must be same, okay, when you define this padding short term property. So this is the short term property to define individual sides. Okay, no need to use like this. Instead of using padding top or padding left, directly we can use in single statement. So refresh this one, you can see. So padding top 20 pixel, right 30 pixel, bottom 40 and left 50 pixel gap, and you can increase the value like this. Okay, top gap is increasing 140. So like this you can individually you can set the space between element border and element content. So use short term property instead of using top, padding top, top right, padding right, padding left, padding bottom. You can use only short term property. Okay, you can change these values. Next one is margin property. So this margin property are used to generate space around elements. This margin property is used to generate space around the element. The margin properties set the size of the white space outside the border. The margin does not have a background color and it is completely transparent. Margin does not have a background color and is completely transparent. Okay, transparent. So here also we have properties. Okay, margin properties. Margin top. So this order also same: margin, right, margin, bottom. The fourth one, margin, left. Okay, so instead of using all these properties, you can use short-term property, that is margin, and define top, space, right, bottom, and left values. Okay, this is the order. So use margin. Okay, suppose if you need uh, same gap for all sides, directly you can use only single value. Okay, this single value applies for all sides. So margin also same, 20 pixel, 30 pixel, 40 and 50 pixels. Okay, if you need same gap for all sides, you can use only one value. Okay, like this, margin 20 and padding 20. Okay, for first div, so there is margin 20, top 20, and right 30, bottom 40, from left 50 pixel. You can set the value, you can change the value like this. Okay, div tag is moving because we are increasing space around the element left side. Okay, left side space is increasing, so like this. And one more property is there, float property. Float property is used to align the element left side or right side. Okay, align the left element to the left side or right side. So we can use this float property, float left. By default the text will be aligned to the left side. You can use right, float. Okay, float property and right value, the element will be aligned to the right side. So here you can use float property, right. Now the div tag will first div tag will be aligned to right side. Okay, so this is the div1 tag. And here two div tags are displaying like this, one is right side and second one is left side. But if you want to display two div tags side by side, okay, side by side, nothing but you can see, go to meeting website as example. This is one div part, this is one div part. Okay, these two div tags are displaying side by side. Okay, in row this is Okay, this one is one part, this one is another part, right? So these all div tags are displaying side by side. So how we can display multiple div tags side by side? So here we used padding and margin properties and float equal to float right. So for all div tags, use float left value. Okay, so define float left for all div tags. So all div tags are ln to left side. So from left, all div tags are displayed side by side. So like this. This is div 1 and this is div 2. Okay, you can see here float property, float left, and for this div also float left. For all div tags, we have to define float left property to display multiple div tags side by side. Next one, border styles. Okay, CSS border styles. So border style property we have to use to define border styles for HTML elements. Border style property allows us to define border styles for HTML elements. Border values are different types. First one is dotted border. Okay, second one is dashed border. Third one dotted, dashed, and solid border. And fourth one solid, double line border. So these are normal border styles. Okay, dotted border, dashed border, solid, and double normal border styles. From 5th to 8th, these are 3D border styles. Groove border, and the 6th one ridge. Okay, ridge border, and the 7th one inset, and 8th one outset. Okay, so these are the 8 types of border styles: dotted border, dashed border, solid, double or normal border styles. Groove, ridge, inset and outset are 3D border styles. And finally one more, ninth one is none. So if you don't want to define any border style, you can define none. Okay, so no border style will be applied. Okay, if you use this none, border styles will not apply. So dotted border is for define the dotted borders to the HTML elements, and dashed border defines the dashed borders, and solid border style is for single line border, and double line border is for double lines border for HTML elements, and grow is the 3D border style. So the width of the grow 3D border style, the effect depends on the border color value. This effect depends on the border color value. Okay, border color value. For all these also same, ridge inset and outside. Okay, the effect depends on the border color value. So now one example. So create one HTML form, border styles, .html. So just remove this. So one div tag is there. In the header section, use style tag and paste here. Okay, so by default there is um, no border style for the div tag. Okay, so if you run this example, so div tag with the content is there, but there is no border style. So use border style property, border style property, and define border value, a dotted border, and refresh this example. You can you can see this dotted border is there. Okay, dotted border is there, and if we define dashed border will be applied here. Okay, this is dashed border, and you can define solid border. Solid is single line border. Okay, see here border is not displaying because border we didn't define border color. Okay, so now we can define border color. So border color is which one we can use? Okay, so green color we can use border color, and refresh this example. Okay, so border is there, the single line, and if you want to increase the border width, you can use border width property. Okay, define 2 pixel width. So run this example. Okay, this is the 2 pixel border, so you can increase the border border color width like this. Okay, so like this you can define, and this is the individual border properties. Okay, border color, border width, border style. For border styles also we have short term property. Okay, instead of using all these things, you can use border short term property. We can define 10 pixel and solid border style and border color we can use. Okay, so this is the short term property for border styles.
So Prasad, so this one.
And if you define this double line, okay, double line border will be applied like this. Next, 3D border styles. First one, grow border. This 3D borders is effects based on the border color. Okay, uh, just increase the border width 25th. Okay, 25 pixels. Okay, you can observe this. This is the 3D border style, grow border. Okay, this is the 3D border style. If we change this uh, from grow to ridge, you can observe here the changing. Ridge border style is opposite to the grow border. Okay, so this is the grow border style and this is the grow border. Okay, ridge is opposite to the grow border and inside and outside. Outside is opposite to the inside border styles. So the effect is based on the depends on the border color. Okay, this is inside. Okay, and outside. Okay, outside is opposite to the inside style. Okay, so finally none you can use. So there is no border. So like this you can use border styles for any HTML element like a text box. Okay, drop down list, div tags, span, paragraph. For any HTML element we can apply border styles. Next one, after border styles, one more important properties, uh, display and visibility properties. Display and visibility property. The display property specifies how an element is displayed, and the visibility property specifies if an element should be visible or hidden. Okay, display and visibility properties are used to hide and show the elements in the browser. Hiding element can be done by setting the display property to none. Hiding an element can be done by setting the display property to none. The display property to none, and the visibility property to hidden. Okay, for visibility property we can use hidden value to hide the element. First of all, display. So display property none hides an element and it will not take up any space, and it will not take up any space the element will be hidden and the page will be displayed as if the element is not there. Okay, it will not take up any space. Okay, the web page will be displayed as if the element is not there. But visibility property, this property hidden, we can use hidden hides an element and it will take up, but it will take up the same space as before. Okay, take up the same space as before. The element will be hidden, but it will affect the layout. The element is hidden, the element will be hidden, but it will affect the layout. Okay, layout. So this is the difference between visibility property and display property. So these both properties are used to hide and show the elements in the web document, but display property will not take up any space as before, but visibility property will take up the same space as before. Okay, as if the element is there. So for example, so here we can take one more div tag. From here we can take okay, div2 is there, and no need these styles. Okay, remove these classes. Just div tags are displaying without any CSS properties, without any CSS classes. Two div tags are displaying. So between these two div tags we can add one image source equal source attribute desert dot jpg height 200 pixel and width 200 pixels and alt attribute desert and close this one. So now run this example. Border styles. Okay, so between these two div tags one image is displaying. Okay, so now I can use, I don't want to display this image, okay, between these two div tags. So now I can use style attribute display none property. Okay, display none property. So the image will be hidden. Okay, and the web page is displaying if the element is not there. Okay, the web page is displaying as the image is, okay, the web page is displaying if the element is not there. Okay, if you want to use this image, if you want to display the image, use display block. Okay, display block and display none, these two properties are used to hide and show elements. Display none hides the element, display block show the element. And instead of this display, use visibility property. Visibility hidden. Okay, now we can see the difference between display and visibility. Okay, element is hidden but it still take the same space as before. Okay, as the image as the element is there, right? To show the element using visibility property, use visible property to hidden the element. To show the hidden element, visibility colon visible, visibility property hidden, visibility property visible, to hide the element and to show the elements. So this is the difference between display property and visibility properties. Okay, okay, if you use this property, the image is hidden but it still take up the same space as before, so the effect will be the layout will be affected.